What's up, in gang? And today we're going to be talking about the very much real concerns about the Switch 2 and about the different problems that could arise when the initial release of it happens. Before moving into the video, let me remind you that we are trying to get to 1,000 subscribers before the end of the year. I know it's a huge goal, but I'm pretty sure we can do it, so please consider subscribing if you like the content, and we'll jump right in. Now, the very first concern that comes to mind when a new compact, high-power console comes out is the fact that it could have overheating problems. We know that a lot of things that, have been compact and yet powerful have had those problems. Other handheld consoles, such as I believe it was the Lenovo Legion, though I could be wrong, it had an overheating problem. People were saying that it was kind of annoying and it, got their hands heated up whenever they were playing, but not to the extent that it was actually going to, third degree burn someone. We also know that the Apple iPhone 15 launched had a overheating problem when it first launched. They actually ended up fixing that with a software update, so that wasn't a huge problem, and it wouldn't be with the new console either, like you'd have to send it repairs or that it was going to permanently damage it. It is a problem in the sense that when a computer component or a console gets too hot, it will turn down the power and the actual looks of the game because it believes that it's using too much of that and it's heating up. So in order to cool down, it will actually downgrade the quality of what you are playing. Now, this is definitely something that will be fixed if it does happen, because Nintendo obviously has had a lot of time to look at these other people and see that they've had overheating problems. And I personally don't think it will launch with too much of an overheating problem, because Nintendo's Nintendo, and they will make sure that their console doesn't have huge problems, but it is possible that it could have a slight overheating problem. Now, another huge concern is stick drift. The joystick drift has been a huge problem for the Nintendo Switch we currently have, and is a concern that it would be on the new console. Now, I would say this is a smaller concern because Nintendo definitely knows that it exists on the regular Switch. We've seen a lot of people talk about and see patents towards, showing a new type of Joy-Con that's like made with magnets and stuff, and it would fix the Joy-Con drift problem. We've seen it in other controllers and stuff. We've seen it before, and we know it's possible. And I personally think we're not going to deal with stick drift on the new console. That just seems like something that Nintendo messed up on the Switch, like kind of big mess up there, because I'm not kidding you when I say my Joy-Cons have broke in less than 2 months of just using them, every once in a while. Like, the problem with Joy-Con drift has been such a big issue with the regular Switch that I don't think that Nintendo could ignore the fact that it exists and put the same joysticks on the new console. I don't think that's going to happen, but it is a concern. Another large concern is about the screen of the new console, and this is going to be kind of hard to understand if you're not a tech crazy person like myself. But the FPS you get in a game, which is frames per second, is very important for gameplay, and a lot of consoles and stuff are working on getting that higher, but it also depends on the screen that you are using. And my concern is that the new console will stay at 60 hertz, and if the screen is 60 hertz, then that means your FPS is going to be also 60 and cannot go any higher. That is kind of concerning. Like, we've got 30 FPS on most Nintendo Switch games, and the new console having 60 FPS is not a step up, because some of the games on Switch also have 60 FPS. Now, I think that it's definitely most likely going to have 60 hertz on the screen and max us out and cap us at 60 FPS for most games. Now, most people won't really notice this because the games will be made to run at that type of speed, so it won't be noticeable that much, but it is something that really helps a game look better, and I think it's a concern that it won't have any higher than 60 hertz, but they could surprise us and give us 120, which is a huge step up. It's double the amount, and that's what the Xbox Series S has, and that's something that I think is definitely possible. And if the screen on the console does not have any higher than 60 hertz, it needs to at least allow us to use a monitor that we have or a TV that is higher hertz and be able to run that at higher hertz and FPS. Now, that is just some of the concerns I have about the new console. Let me know a concern you have down in the comments, and also make sure to leave a like on this video, and I'll catch you all on the next one. Later, guys.